in this, Matt, on SummerSlam when we came back from New York, and I remember you saying, it stuck in my head, and I've always tried to, whenever I think of a good match, I've always tried to keep it in my head, that's what it's got to look like. And you said the words, something along the lines of, either girl didn't look like they wanted to lose, like neither of them wanted to lose, and that's always stayed in my head. And that's what I remember about this match more and more, is that there was a kind of, it was like all gutsy, and it was like hesitant, it was fear of somebody was going to pin the other, and it was just like, absolutely carnage to get that pin, and that's what it was all about.
I mean, there's a lot of these fists flying as well, which is like, when you think of scrappy fight, that's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
And they're definitely not afraid to actually throw some punches. I mean, I know you've got to pull your punches, but still at some point, this is looking pretty legit.
Yeah.
We're going to see something pretty nasty at this point, I think, actually, isn't it? Mm-hmm. She's going to start working on that hand. This was actually a good idea. This was quite what you like to see a smart wrestler do. Pick apart a body part. And it's always like, I keep mentioning Triple H, but when you think back in a time, you always used to select a body part. That's why they call it cerebral assassin, and you pick that thing, and I like to see that in a match. I like to see someone actually have a game plan and come into it and actually build on that, and like that be the backbone of the match.
Yeah, I wish, to be honest, it's not just that. I wish most matches would be like that. The amount of matches I watch today, week to week, where I see a guy throwing somebody into the freaking turnbuckle a dozen times, and it makes absolutely no odds, because in the next selection of moves, they're just going to literally use their shoulder in a flying tackle or something. So like, well, that was pointless, and like, nothing seems to have taken effect. And they're all little things that don't take a hell of a lot out of anybody, but it would make, just for the viewer, a little bit more believability in it, a little bit more scientific. Oh man, look at that. Trapped her hand in. Vicious stuff there from Sasha Banks. Now at this point, Matt, you'd already become the Sasha Banks fan at this point, Matt. What sort of what got you into her to begin with? Like, was there a match, or just a character change? Like, do you remember the moment that you said, that's the one I'm rooting for at this point?
Yeah, that is pretty strange, actually, thinking back on it, because it was really early on in her career. There wasn't much to choose from, and I remember first seeing her, and I was thinking, she might not have it, she might not take to it, but just seeing the rapid progression that she made, like in a short time in NXT, definitely sold her over to me, and especially when she developed like the legit boss character, when she was just, for lack of a better word, a mean bitch. You had to really kind of.
What about this, Matt? How good is this?
Yeah.
Straight over the ref as well.
You don't see that from her these days.
No.
That's something they've taken away. They kind of assume that she don't need to be putting that on, but I like that kind of situation. I like that kind of like diversity in a moveset. But like I was saying earlier, she developed that character and she progressed that fast. I just thought there was no denying that she actually deserved a top spot on the main roster. But little did I know that they would totally change her character. But even though they have done that, still to a degree, she has kept some of those like roots that she has. I mean, like when you look at her work in the Royal Rumble, she was a hell of a long time in that, and still gets a recognition from the top brass or whatever, because they said you're going to be in it this long, you're going to have to keep going throughout this whole thing. They knew, because it's almost like she's an innovator in nearly every sense, because of this match we're seeing now, and then they had the first ever Iron Women's match, and then they had the Hell in a Cell match, and then she went for the full length almost of the Royal Rumble. You got to take your hat off to her in some senses.
Yeah, I love that there. Just before you were saying that, Matt, where she come off the rope there, the top rope, the way they did that, it's really well done. A lot of unique moves set going on here, like just different things they were trying. And again, great selling from Bayley here with the hand, not wanting to use it, like she's gripping on like she can't use it, which is cool. But that's what was making this good. It was good selling, and unfortunately, we don't get to talk about it a lot these days with the selling from wrestlers. It's one of the most important things about a great match, and the art of selling. You hear so many sort of veteran wrestlers, successful wrestlers like Steve Austin on their podcast, just always saying, why do these guys, he always says about Roman doing himself a favour, sell like a freaking babyface, make us want you a little bit more, don't be as dominant as you seem. Or it's not even dominant, it's just that fact of whenever he goes into the sort of phase of, right, I'm going to get my stuff in, nothing seems to have phased him during the whole match. And it's that vulnerability that gets you over sometimes with a fan. And Matt, vulnerability and Bailey go hand in hand on this one, don't they?
Oh, 100%. And even going back to that earlier point,
this is nice.
People this match desperate not to lose. The way she countered that Bailey to belly, she made it seem like a real threat. She actually dropped to her knees. She weren't going to let that happen, even though it's just a belly to belly suplex. And some people say it's a weak finisher. They definitely did a good job of selling it and saying, that is not going to happen. And now we're seeing the guts and determination here, because this submission hold by now had been well established, and we knew that people didn't hang around in this. And even on these
look at that.
I
love that. Look at that viciousness there, stamping down on a hand.
And I love this bit as well. That technical ability to push off the ropes.
Yeah, that's nice. Look at this. I mean, the sequence before this, look at the crowd, man. Look how up they are. They have paced this so well. They have timed it so well. It's all about that sometimes. It's getting the crowd just in the right bit and then bang. And the sequence before these submissions, Matt, even that was impressive.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like a lot of people have heard when they say wrestling isn't ballet.
Yeah.
They say that, but it is almost like a dance.
Yeah.
You have to choreograph the right times, you have to get the right spot, and you have to make it all flow in the right momentum. And even like one of our mutual friends who recently met JR said, he met one of the best commentators ever, and he came back and I said, what did you talk to him about? He said, he spoke like commentating is like getting a rhythm of a dance and then like following the beat,
Yeah.
And then you commentate towards the beat, and that kind of makes sense when you think about it, because it is almost like an art, because you have to get everything down to a T to it's so rare sometimes when you get a really perfect match, because we see so much these days. I mean, every week, what do we get? We get about 10 hours of wrestling WWE a week. It's a bit overkill at points, so when something as good as this happens, you've got to appreciate it at the time.
Man, that last sequence as well, the crowd, I mean, the difference here as well, people were clapping. They literally stood and clapped. It wasn't, this is awesome chant. They literally got up and clapped that. That's how good that was, that sequence. That was so good that people were so into it. I think by this point, Matt, the entire arena were hooked at this point. They were into this this whole thing, and they were ready to go along for this last part of the leg. But they were sold by this point now, Matt. I mean, look how many people are standing up. It's kind of crazy. You don't see this when you're in the audience, but looking back at it, you can see this is, this has got grown guys that hadn't really seen this as much, totally into it,
Yeah. And we I think even in the subtle differences, like the attire that they wear as well.
Yeah.
We see like the polka dot bracelet on Bailey, which at this point is a real thing, like Dusty, what an influence he must have had on her getting to this point as well. When we're seeing her wearing that with pride and everything, it just gets her character off just that little bit more as well.
Yeah. Great close near falls. This is the way you had to do near falls properly as well, not just using finishers. So many times on the main roster, I'm sick and tired of seeing, because it's not even like just WrestleMania now, it's like almost every pay-per-view someone kicks out of a finisher. It really bothers me, because the idea of a finisher is exactly that. It's supposed to be a finisher. But nowadays, even on just normal pay-per-views, even on Raw I've seen it now, where guys just kick out of that. It's never the last thing. But these two, they're not just using finishes, they're using loads of different sequences, and still fans are thinking it's literally going to be over every fall.
Well, you've really got to have the stamina for this as well, because that era that Sasha just did, when she dived on it, she proper held her legs down. It was all Bayley doing the kick out on that. There was no leniency from her. She really had to have that core strength to kick out.
Yeah, absolutely. These two, I mean, they've got to be exhausted at this point as well. They had not really stopped at all. You could argue about that submission, but you look how intense that submission sequence was, Matt. It wasn't somewhere where they were just laying down, getting their breath back, was it?
I think that was something that blew us away. We saw that reverse hurricanrana.
Look at that reaction from people. Yeah, nice, belly to belly. Look at everyone. Wow.
I mean, there was no doubt that was a finish. I mean, that hurricanrana didn't do it. That was pretty intense.
Look at that reaction. That was it. Yeah, we'd all know we'd seen something special at that point. 2 title changes there, Matt, at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, the good thing about this one was, not a moment of that felt boring. It wasn't overdrawn. It wasn't drawn out. Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah, it was intense. It was fast. It was quick. Had everything you'd probably want in a match. I remember Meltzer giving this top praise. I remember us saying this was the best match of the weekend, but probably I think we gave it the best match of the year by the end of it. I think when we've done our big review of the year, I'm sure this one got it because it was that good. But this is one of those matches, you go back on it, sometimes they're not always as good as you thought. They change over time, but this is one of those matches that holds up well. It's still one of the best matches to this day, Matt. I mean, you have to go a long way to get better than this in terms of getting that emotion correct. Everything was right. The build-up, the feud. It's very rare, Matt, that everything comes together. I mean, you might get one or the other, but to have a great match, 2 great characters, great build, great feud, great change to a new champion. So many fundamentals have to come together to make this what it is, Matt. But it seems like everything was right this one night, and the build up to it and everything else.
Oh yeah, 100%. I love in these replays they've got everything they got on this replay, just gold. Yeah, especially when they saw a stamping on, and the way they saw that stamping on the hand, she couldn't use that hand to reach the ropes. She had to use the other hand then at that moment. So it's all quality, and I stick by my decision. It was my favourite match of the year.
Yeah, look at that, crazy. Some great moves here. Again, enhancing everything strong here. Not that you couldn't anyway. Every move was good, but really showing that it was more than just a few moves to get this match. And Bayley becoming the women's champion down here. This is the first one.
We all knew she was good, and we all knew she was deserving of being champion. So this was a great moment for her to get that. And I think we was all appreciating it. Despite the fact that I'm Sasha Banks fan, but I did like this moment. I did enjoy this. I think it was well deserved.
Breaking,
and, like we said now.
Yeah, breaking the characters. Here we were, Matt.
I remember getting the pictures of this. I was like, "This might not get on camera. I better take some photos. Get these in it."
Yeah.
I think there is a moment though, isn't there, when even Sasha was with them, and there's all 4 of them.
Yeah, they do. Because I think when you look back at them, wasn't she really finding it hard to hold back her tears, Matt? She was trying to stay in character, and she did stay in character. I mean, on the screen, but she was finding it really, really difficult because all 4 of them had kind of gone through so much. So, what a moment! All 4 of these.
It is on the camera.
Yeah, there you go.
See, now when you see what a total opposite character she was, and how much she said, "Oh, it doesn't matter," and boo-hoo, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing the real stuff. And this is all. No, years ago, this would have got people in a lot of trouble. Heard that so
Now
much.
they love it. Again,
Yeah,
Triple H influence there, I feel, Matt.